Hello everyone, I'm the Nerdy Fool and welcome back to Potionomics. We are here with day 24, I believe. So we've got, Boss Finn has put a bully tactic on us that we can't sell enhancers, but that's fine because we have a bonus we got with Luna on petrification cures. And that's the direction we're hoping to go. Enhancers are fine to not be able to sell. The infestation is still ongoing. I forgot it was a 2-day thing, which means we still are getting penalties at the Ice Crags and Crystalline Forest. I really need to go to Crystalline Forest, though, because I'm pretty sure that's the ingredients to upgrade my awesome cauldron. So I might send people there anyway, even though we're getting worse drops, which pains me a little bit. And then Sailor's Delight means that we are getting cheaper fruits, ores, and fish, which is excellent. With that out of the way, let's start with, I guess, gardening. We can collect 4 of those and 5 of those. What do we want to make more of? Again, I'm not super sold on the things that have 4 different ingredients. I could. No, there's just not a point. You are a 3 ingredient. And you are... yeah, red, yellow, purple. Yeah, we'll go with you. And then we need large magimins of things I don't care as much about. We could just keep using these motes of pure mana. That's already gotten us to 3 times. Let's just round it off. So I need 48 more, which is 24 more when it doubles. So what do I have that's roughly 24? You're 24. But I did kind of like you. But sure. That gets us to a nice even 4 times. Let's look at green now. With our best options. We've got plenty of you now. You're a 4 Magimin. You're a 4 Magimin. You're a 2 Magimin. I already have 4 of them, so it's not critical to get more. You're a purple option, which makes you tempting. Now we're starting to get lower in the Magimin quantities. Alright. Let's get more of you. Toss in one of those. And then if we need 29 more, which is 15. 15 doubled. So probably one of you. There you go. We'll be ready in 2 time units. I'm probably not going to be back in 2 time units, but that is a good amount of Magimins we're going to get. Let's check on our brews. Some awesome Thunder Tonics. Grand Petrification. Sweet. And more Grand Petrification. Superior Petrification. Hello. So that's the next tier, is Superior. That was one we didn't know if it was going to quite cross the threshold to the next tier, if it was going to up a 5-star. And we did get the lucky crossing over to Superior. It's worth so much. It's going to be good. Now, I just remembered, we did get a request from Mint, who is wanting insight and speed with the 2 first items. And we'll give 1100, which is pretty significant. So I might want to aim towards those. Granted, we only need 1, so I might use our weakest cauldron. You. We do still need to pull off Grand, though. But if we go with Insight... and we need the 2 positive ingredients. The first 2. Figure that out. Let's start with just getting some ingredients in to at least start with the formula. Because I might end up with some of those positive traits anyway. And we need to specifically not have the bad traits. Do we have anything? Yes, we have one item that fits our requirements already with one of the positive traits. Pull it like off to the side so I don't lose sight of it. And then for our second trait, you guys. So that gives me the 2 positive traits I need already. Excellent. Now I just need to get the rest of the formula without getting the bad traits. Which I guess means I can turn off those to make sure we don't get them. Because that's just saying no to the bad traits. It'll still allow the good traits, right? Yeah. Excellent. So as it is, we need lots of red and then an even amount of green and purple. Well, we do need more purple at the moment, and you are lots of red. Okay. Now more green and more purple. That's getting into the too much red territory. But I've got 2 more ingredients. So if we get a strong green and a strong purple... I mean, that's already got us to grand, which is actually what we need. So I don't need to push it any farther. Interesting. Let's go with something a little bit weaker. So I'm not using my best ingredients. Do I have any good green and purple down this low? No. Still only stable. I was hoping to get very stable, but as it is... No, that's only a chance of an upgrade, so that may not actually succeed. That was actually a better choice. Because that guarantees the increase. It's still only stable, rather than very stable. We've got too much purple and not enough green. So if we drop out one of you, and put in another one of you, that'll even things out a little bit more. Didn't really change it. There you go. It doesn't really matter, it just makes me feel happier to balance things a touch more, but now we're very stable. And we have the traits we want. We're actually going to have bonus extra good traits. Anyway, let's brew this. We need to drop 6 time units, which would be you. There, down to 4. Okay. And then in this cauldron, what was the other thing Mint wanted? We've got the insight. You wanted speed. Right. And this is actually a pretty valuable potion on its own, so I don't mind making extras. So again, we need the positive traits, but specifically we want only yellow and blue. So let's turn off you. Can we get... We can get a positive of you. Yellow, yellow, or yellow. Well, we'll take one of the really powerful yellows, and again, tuck you into the corner so I don't lose track of you, so that we can look at you later if we need to. And then for you, we don't have anything with that trait in these colors. That is a shame. Then we want the lowest Magimin. That gives it to us 16, 18... Yeah, 16 red, 18 of red and green. 30 of red and green. You actually give some blue. So it would give us 16 of red that we don't want, but at least it's giving us a bunch of blue that we do want. So that's tolerable. Then let's make sure we don't get those bad and turn on the colors that we do want. Alright, lots of yellow and blue. That's all that matters. That's tons of yellow and a little bit of blue. Then that'll give us a bunch of blue. Need more blue compared to yellow. Oh, we are reaching our limit already. Okay, we probably can't use 2 of those. Still need a bit more blue now. I need 4 blue to even this out. Well, we're not even gonna get... I'm aiming for perfectly stable. We can't get perfectly stable. We have some red in there, so there's no point trying. What I should aim for is, can I get to that 320 limit so that I can cross the star threshold? Which means I need 8 more Magimins somewhere. And if we're not caring about balance, then that should be easy. Because we have ingredients that give 8. No blue ingredients that give 8. But that's fine. That did drop it to just stable rather than very stable, but it's fine. We're going to get 4 grand potions. It's only going to be 1, maybe 2 stars, but it'll have the traits that we needed. Move you out of the way, just so I can see, yeah. And none of these should have the negative trait, because we had it marked off. Excellent. So that'll be the 2 we needed for mint. We've still got 2 more days. We'll have it done today. We need to knock off 6 time units. Nah, 8 time units. I can math. Okay. Yeah, something like that. And then lastly, with the crystal cauldron, now we can make anything else. I could just go all in on the petrification, but I don't know that that's necessarily the right call. It's probably not a bad call. Where are all of my petrifications? I am confused. Oh, probably because of those being turned on. Yeah, okay. I was like, I know I made a bunch. So we've got 4 superiors, 3 grands, 4 more grands, 2 more grands. I probably don't need more. Let's be real. If I do send someone to the crystal location, which I'm thinking about, crystal is actually electric, not ice. We've dealt with the ice one. Electric and silence. Do I have... Yes, I have some of the thunder tonics. And silence. So we are ready to go to the crystal place. Yeah, I don't know that there's anything I desperately need. Besides continuing to work on these, but that's going to be easier once I get my cauldron upgraded. And get better ingredients. Made you. Is there anything I haven't made? I mean, not really. I think I've made everything. I could work on some of the ones I haven't made at like a higher level. How are we doing on health and mana? That's a good question. I think we're probably fine on health. We've got... Yeah, we've got 4 grand health potions. No non-grand. Like, no graders. We only have 1 grand mana potion. Several graders. But I might want to make more of those. Okay. That seems reasonable. So what can we pull off in our awesome cauldron. Sadly, we don't have the super giant ingredients, the 144 magimins. Got some big ones. Probably not gonna end up balanced if I go this route. Oh, also too many magimins. Okay. We can put in like 150-ish. With 4, that's... I can't math that. 35-ish? Give or take, roughly. We can put in a couple of 40s and see where that leaves us. Probably a couple of 40s is going to be too much. Yeah, I can only put in 29-ish at this point. So a couple of 30s maybe? Actually, do I have any 30s with negative traits? Positive and negative. I was gonna say I could give something with negative traits since I'm planning on giving these primarily to my heroes. These are gold and therefore expensive because they also have a positive trait, so we'll just go with the plain ones. Sadly, if we had just a tiny bit more magimins, but I don't think there's any good way to pull that off. Like if I had a 32 of each, but you're not a 32 of green, you're a mixed green and yellow. Oh well. I think that'll be fine. That's gonna be grand. Guaranteed 2-star more, potentially 3 stars, which would get us up to superior, which would be amazing. I'm not counting on that, of course. We need to drop 5 time slots. So we'll call that good. Excellent. We've got our 3 potions brewing. Time to figure out who we want to visit. I think most people are at 4. I think there were still a couple that were at 3. Is it just Corsac that is still stuck at 3? Excellent. So we can go Corsac and anyone else. Okay. We've got money. Let's go to you guys first, just to pick up our ingredients. The quest was a success. Here are the spoils. Excellent. I want to rank up you. I'm thinking I might go with... Probably these 3 are kind of my... I don't know. Quinn is great for ingredients. There's a second level of coupon. I don't know when we get to it. These are the ones I tend to spend the most money at. Arguably same with my adventurers. I don't know. Sure, we'll rank up with you, Baptiste. I can make some time.
Sylvia, I'm troubled and I could use a spot of advice.
Okay.
I overheard some of my people. They were questioning my qualifications.
Okay. What qualifications do you need to be a guildmaster?
They suggested that I'm only good for pushing papers, that I have no idea what it's like to do what they do.
I mean, I don't think you've gone out adventuring, so that's somewhat fair, but you don't always need to know, like, just managers don't need to be experts at the job of the people they manage. It can help, but there are successful managers, supervisors, etc., who are good at managing, even if they only have a decent idea of what the people below them do. They don't need to be like the best at the job that they're managing over.
And after I found such marvels at the market too, I thought for certain the instantaneous coffee would win them over.
That was your attempt to win them over? Sure.
I need the heroes in my employ to respect me if I'm going to have any hope of keeping our numbers up. But I'm unsure how to go about earning that respect.
Go on patrol, get drinks with them, punish them. You just don't seem the patrol type. Like, trying to make yourself into a hero, I don't think is going to be successful. Punishing them, I don't think is the right call. Just drink with them. Hang out with them, get to know them, let them get to know you. I think that's a reasonable call.
Get drinks with them. You know, loosen up and show them you're relatable.
Exactly. Though I wouldn't have used that tone.
Fraternizing isn't a terrible idea. Although I'd worry about losing too much authority. I want to be liked, but I am the boss.
Fair, but you can still be friendly and the boss.
I think instead, my way forward is to prove them wrong. To show them that I can handle myself in the field.
Maybe? That could... If you can handle yourself, then that'll turn out super great. But if you can't, you'll lose even more respect. That's what I fear.
Isn't that dangerous?
That's rather the point.
I mean, dangerous to your reputation as well. Even if you avoid any severe injury, if you fail, they'll remember that you weren't able to do it. Right now, it's a bit of an unknown, where maybe you can, maybe you can't. If you prove that you can't, then they know that. I don't know about this one.
I have to prove that I understand the danger. Only then will I have the right to send others into the line of fire.
Sure. I feel like there's better ways.
I confess I'd rather spend the day catching up on chores, but sometimes there can be no forward momentum without first giving up some ground. I suppose that's the technique you could use in your own negotiations.
All right. Compromise. Raise interest to the next level. Permanently block the highest available level of interest. Effect ignores customer shield. Interesting. We often don't actually make it to the max level of interest, so just to guarantee an immediate upgrade. If you're nearly at the next upgrade level, this may not be good, but oftentimes this is probably going to be very good.
Yeah, no kidding. My whole life is about compromise.
Then I hope you won't put up too much of a fight when I insist you join me on patrol.
We are also not the hero type.
Onward!
I mean, it's patrol, which I assume means hanging around town and just making sure that it's safe. Not actually going out into the wilds and hunting monsters.
It's not so bad out here, is it? I mean, there's an awful lot of dirt, but so far nothing's tried to eat us.
We are going out into the wilds. You sure you shouldn't have taken someone like Mint with you? Or Corsac?
But hold! What's that rustling in yonder bush?
Baptiste steps in front of Sylvia just as a slime leaps into the clearing. Sylvia freezes, unsure what to do. She has no experience fighting slimes, but neither does Baptiste. Should she help somehow? Before Sylvia can act, Baptiste pulls out a pair of daggers from his boots. He lunges forward, slashing with his twin blades. The slime is cut to oozy ribbons in a matter of seconds.
Well, I wasn't expecting to run into trouble quite so soon. But consider it dispatched.
That was impressive. That was hot. You saved us. Congrats. It was hot.
That was hot. I enjoyed watching you leap into action like that.
And knowing you were watching made me feel bold. Now, let me harvest anything that might be of use from the remains. And then, we picnic!
Is a picnic usually part of patrol duty?
You gotta eat at some point.
Well, no, but I think I've sufficiently proven myself. And there is no sense in letting the caviar I brought go bad.
Ha ha. I assume the average hero is not bringing caviar with them into the wilds.
Up until now, I've only ever used fish eggs for potions.
Then that settles it! We must picnic forthwith!
After you harvest the slime.
Because caviar can turn quickly. And what a shame it would be for us to vanquish a slimy foe, only to be vanquished in turn by spoiled roe.
Good line. You're actually ready to rank up again. We did give him a really great gift on his birthday, or I guess it was his brother's birthday. So I guess that's not a huge surprise. As it is, though. What else can we give you? I don't know that I want to give you another diamond quality item. We don't have a lot of other great options. So I don't want to give this up. Those are good for whenever I need an amount of purple. Was it just flowers for you? You also like essence. Any of these decent? Yes, you are gold. But you're also a 60 Magman gold. I'd rather give you the 40 Magman gold, even though I only have one of them. It'll be easier to replace. You know you're an excellent gift giver. I am. I know we have those and we have those. I think we're currently out of those. But we can buy more from Quinn already. I don't think I've seen you. Only 16 Magmans, but you've got 2 of the positive ingredients. So I will have you get one of those. Well, let's check out our heroes. I was able to enjoy the sights after I sent the boss up the river. Okay. That might be new. I'm not certain. Most of that looks like stuff I've seen before. Though there were the mana items. Actually, that was a new mana item, wasn't it? Because these come from an area early on. We sent you somewhere more advanced, so this is a different... It's an Ember of Mana rather than a Mote of Mana. Cool. Still not something I can reasonably use, because it's got all 5 ingredients. I keep forgetting to give you items, because I am terrible. That's the only gold item we have, so we are so in sync. You're not ready to rank up because I keep forgetting to give you items. So yeah, that's not great. I do need to send at least one of you into the Crystalline Forest, which I hate that we have lesser drops at the moment, but it is what it is. 318, grand. 283, also grand. So we can give you that. That drops them down to being basically nothing. It's a 260 health potion, 231 health potion. You're going to need tons of mana, unfortunately. I can give you 2 graders, because you need how much? 4. So I'd have to do a grand and a grader. We can't give you... See, Mint, you're a problem with your limited mana capacity. There is a potion that increases how many potions they can drink, which seems sort of backwards. But the fact is we need to give her this. And so then even if I gave her the grand mana, she isn't going to get all the way through. No, 7. I think she's leveled up her default mana. That is now enough. Also, I don't think I need to give her that health potion. But no, I thought her default used to be... Her default is 3 mana. Plus 4 is 7. I'm just terrible with math. Excellent. So we can get you all the way to the end. It's worse for wards. So maybe give you a sight enhancer to increase the rewards. Question is sight enhancer or insight enhancer to get better rewards. Let me go back for a brief moment. I want to see exactly what it says. Weaker monsters and decreased loot drops. Does that mean decreased number of drops or decreased quality of drops? That's what I don't know. Okay, unclear. But if we assume... Let's go back to the potions that we were using. Then we also had a silence. I'm going to go with the sight enhancer. And assume it's decreased number of drops. So this will increase the number of drops. Let's make sure this is good, and it is. 1 health left over. Perfect number of mana. That is excellent. Let's send you out. I'll report back ASAP. Thank you. I was the hottest thing out there. Excellent. I think we've seen most of those. Not sure about you or you. But we definitely have the bioplasm and these. Now you, Sid, like bugs. We've got lots of those. They aren't that great. So we're probably going to give you one of these. And I'll give you the cheaper one, even though it's our last one of that variety. You are ready to rank up. So we've ranked up with Baptiste. We need to rank up with Corsac. I could rank up with one more person. Probably not you. So we've gone to the Sulfuric Falls, I think, with 2 people, and the Ice Crags with 2 or 3. Let's send a second person here. You almost certainly are going to need another health potion. Oh, you will also need a mana potion. Maybe not you, then. Because a mana potion just to get you 1 extra mana would hurt me. Let's see what we can do with Corsac. Okay, so you still just have the yellow one. Probably until I buy it. It'll just stay with that one. Seems fine. You wanted flowers or fungus? Not minerals, fungus. All the fungus I have are pretty valuable. Besides you. What about flowers? I think we ran into the same problem with Baptiste, that I don't have any great flowers to give out either. Alright, you can have another hallucinatory shroom. Well, now would you look at that? We can rank you up. That'll get you to 4 as well. Sticking around. Yes.
Got another craft project if you're up for it.
Beneath the table, Corsac produces a strange net-like garment fitted with strips of burlap.
Is it fashion?
This is just the base layer. I have the rest of the supplies here.
Corsac pulls more items from beneath the table. There are buckets of muds, sorted by shades of brown, and endless sacks of grasses, flowers, and moss. Is it a ghillie suit?
So, not fashion.
Making a ghillie suit.
Haha, called it.
Right. It'll help me hide in plain sight.
Nice.
I've got the materials handy for one of two suits. We can make something for the Shadow Step or for the Storm Plains. What's your preference?
I think both are locations we've already passed. So it doesn't matter, but the Shadow Step is the stronger area. So, yeah. Make it so you can handle the Shadow Step.
Shadow Step. I want to see you go full goth.
Excellent.
Right. I've got biome-appropriate mud and fluorescent fungus, but it needs to smell right too.
Use the fairy flower blooms or the Raiju droppings. I don't know. I'm guessing Shadow wouldn't have fairy flowers. That sounds too bright. So maybe the Raiju droppings?
Oh, use the Raiju droppings. I can smell them from here.
That would be an odd choice considering Raiju are not endemic to the steppe.
I apologize. I don't know the locations as well as you.
Thought you'd know where these things come from.
I wish I did.
Honestly, it's a lot to keep track of, and
Yeah, it's too much. I just get ingredients and then just use them, and I don't pay attention really after I've gotten them where they came from. My bad.
wait a minute. Were you quizzing me just now?
Yep,
Maybe.
and we failed. What for? I bet you quiz all the girls. We'll try and distract him. I bet you quiz all the girls.
I bet you quiz all the girls. Am I right?
You're not. No.
Hey, distraction, it's working.
Just noticed you've been coming around a lot. I haven't had many friends. Or other sorts of companions. I guess I wanted to be sure we're compatible.
I don't know whether to be flattered or insulted.
If it's a toss-up, I hope you'll go with flattered. You should know I don't mean offense.
And you should know that friendship isn't based on pop quizzes.
Aha. So this is a friendship.
Yes.
That's precisely what I had hoped to ascertain.
Okay. Success, I guess.
Of course we're friends. You set me up with that slime pod. I helped you out on the beach.
So in your view, friendships are transactional.
I don't think that friendships involve helping each other. I wouldn't say they're necessarily transactional. But if it's all just take from one person, that's not friendship. It should be both people helping each other.
Well, no, there's a little more to it than that. I don't mind pitching in on your projects, but I'm really here because I want to spend time with you.
Also that, yeah.
I see. Then I suppose I shouldn't sully our friendship by giving you this coupon.
What? No, gimme.
Sweet, 25% off of his adventures.
I guess friendship's not transactional.
In that case, friend, it's time to get your hands dirty.
Are we playing with mud to make a ghillie suit?
Because we're gonna need to slather a whole lot of mud on this here suit.
Sweet. Okay, rank up with you, and let's see if you're decent for an adventure. Alright, we're gonna need to get you up to 7, which means I can just spend one of our greater mana potions, which feels way better than Sid having to spend a mana potion just for 1 extra mana. You do have the problem of terrible loot capacity, but we're gonna get less loot today. I mean, possibly less. I don't know if it's less or weaker. It's unclear. That is the more expensive potion. How's that doing for you? That might have been overkill on the... Right, you need the silence cure. I knew that. But even still, that might be overkill on the health. You may not actually need that. Which is crazy, but since so much of the damage was done by the thunder monsters, and that's basically negated. No, you need one more health? Dude. So I'd have to give you a grand health potion. Then it probably is better to just use Sid, who has a larger loot capacity, and I can use a greater mana potion as opposed to a grand health potion. Alright, you have failed me, Corsac. Alright, we are going to send you out even though it pains me. Because at least I do have greater mana potions that I can spend. You'll need the silence, you'll need this. You're also going to need a health potion, still. Which I guess is basically the same thing Corsac needed. He needed a health potion, both of these, and a mana potion. But you have the larger loot capacity. So, it's fine. Just because I'm curious which will be better, let's give you the Insight Enhancer. So that way you are getting better quality goods. Whereas Mint is going to get more goods, and we'll see who does better off, I suppose. We already know that's going to be fine, so head on out. Okay. I guess let's go around to everyone else and give gifts. You guys want to fish? Do I have any good goldfish? I think these are all too fancy. We got hidden talents, I see. Then you want gems. Yeah, we've got you as a gold gem. You're way too good. But I've got lots of them, and I can make more fairly easily now that we've got our plants, our slimes. I suppose I deserve something nice. That's super nice. I hope you appreciate it, and you do not appreciate it enough. Shame. Alright, for you, Luna, you're wanting fruit. Yeah, we've got diamond fruit. You're a gold fruit. We'll give you one of those. Wow, I didn't know it came in this color. Let's see. Is there something I want to focus on? Mana, drowsiness, or speed? I wonder if the numbers are based off of the tiers, because mana is a second potion in the list. Drowsiness might be as well. Drowsiness is, and then speed. No, speed is fourth. I still don't know what these numbers mean. But I just see that this is worth so much more, costs so much more. But it is a better potion. like speed sells for a lot more, which means it's going to be better to make more off of. So I think I will set up a campaign. There is the fear, though, with Boss Finn that he might ban speed potions or just the basic potions tomorrow. And then I'm down 300 gold. But I'm still gonna aim for it and hope for the best. We are starting to get low on money. Not ideal. You want a fish? I'll give you one of those. I shall put it to excellent use. I hope you do. We can't look at what exactly we needed for the upgrade, and I never paid enough attention. So... Yep. Give you a plant. You can have another one of those. Let's buy a bit more of these just to get us back up to 20. I think we've got a decent amount of roughly everything else. And I think I will rank up with you because I like saffron. Tell me what's on your mind.
It's so peaceful here. What if I just stuck around instead of going back to the shop?
It's an option. Not a great option given that your soul is bound to a contract, but it is an option.
You're welcome to, although I may have to put you to work. How are you at wood joinery? Have you mastered the half-blind dovetail, mortise and tenon?
Probably not.
To be honest, I'm not sure wood joinery is a particular talent of mine.
I'm teasing. You're welcome to just relax here. I try to make my friends feel welcome. And my customers, too. It's important to establish a meaningful and deep connection, so they don't feel rushed out the door.
Deep connection. Costs nothing. Increased patience by 4 can only be played if you have no other cards in your hand. I like that as well. It means that if we have stress, it could potentially screw us, where we could have cards we're not able to play.
Thanks for the tip.
But I'll probably throw that in my deck.
The pleasure's mine. And while you really are welcome to hang around here, I had a notion to see more of the sights. And no trip into town is the same without the companionship of my favorite tour guide.
I would be happy to go with you.
It's not so crowded down here, and the breeze is pleasant. I can see why people like the beach, even if it looks a bit naked without any trees.
It's safer than the forest. It's more romantic than the forest. Is it? I mean, I guess to each their own. But I think the forest could be perfectly romantic as well. But she probably also doesn't think that the forest is that unsafe, given that she lives there. This seems the flirty option, even though I don't necessarily 100% agree with it.
It's more romantic than the forest. The sound of the waves, the salty air.
Oh, I don't know. There are plenty of nice spots in the forest I could show you, and maybe I will.
See, that's what I'm saying.
Personally, I find the looming monstrous skull over there to be a fairly potent turnoff.
Yeah. Saffron can't seem to pull her eyes away from the massive kraken skull sitting in the shallows. We've heard about that from a different friendship, rank up, whatever. It's a curious sight to be sure, but Saffron's expression isn't one of curiosity.
I'd forgotten they just left that thing there. I keep thinking someone will remove it. It's been 20 years since a band of heroes landed on this beach, intent on hunting down the island's wicked queen.
Okay, so this is the group that Robin was with.
20 years since those heroes slayed the Queen's pet kraken, at great cost to themselves and to the town. Many lives were lost that day, and the kraken's corpse was left to rot. Now, with the island populated once more, the locals are treating the skull like some sort of monument. What's the thinking behind that, do you reckon?
I mean, if it was the Wicked Queen's kraken, then people, like if it was her pet kraken, people probably see it as a monument of the downfall of the Wicked Queen. It's important to commemorate our victories. It's important to memorialize our fallen. Probably most people are thinking it more along the lines of the victories. We can try and be nicer about it, that it is a memorial to the fallen.
It's important to memorialize our fallen, heroes and civilians both. If we pledge to never forget them, then their deaths won't have been in vain.
You have a good heart, Sylvia, and I like that you see good intentions at play here. But I can't help seeing the skull as a morbid choice of memorial.
Yeah, I can see that.
And I've tried very hard to put the memory of that dark day behind me.
So you were here. We know you landed here a while ago. You didn't tell us much about it, but you were here on the island during the fighting against the Witch Queen.
Hold on. Do you mean... Saffron, were you there that day?
I was.
Interesting. Because the stories are that the only survivor was Robin. But you were at least close enough to see what actually happened. Tell me more, for sure. Absolutely.
I can't believe you were here. What was it like?
I mean, it seems like something she doesn't like remembering, so maybe us asking her to tell us more is kind of rude. Like, only if she wants to or is willing to.
I'd rather not get into it.
Yeah.
In fact, I think I better head home.
Sorry.
I'm sorry, Sylvia. I don't mean to be dramatic. And you've done nothing wrong. But I know when I'm bound to be poor company, and I'd prefer to spare you that.
I mean, if you need someone to talk to, you can talk to us.
You enjoy the beach, and I'll see you another day. Okay?
Yeah. I definitely want to know more about her story now. And she is ready for another rank up, which is fantastic. But not today. Lastly, let's go to Quinn and buy up even more ingredients. Also expand. Excellent. Let's give you your favorite slimes. Another gold that's just a garbage item, but it's gold and that's what matters. Alright, let's sort by Magimans and buy everything that is on sale. We already have 5 of these, but they're really, really good. And they're really, really cheap, like 62 compared to the other things around it. Because it has the double bad traits, sure. I'm gonna buy them out. How many of these do I have? I've got 7 of those. Either way, it feels bad not to buy the things on sale. Kind of wish there was just a filter for things that are on sale. I need to buy all 10 of these. They're not that much. They're only 14 gold at the moment. That is wild. These are good gifts, so glad to be able to buy more of them. How many of these do I have? I already got 9 of these. I probably don't need to buy a ton. Buy one more, get us up to an even 10. As much as I want to buy everything that is on sale, I've already got that many. It means I'm probably not using them, which is weird because they are a single color item. Alright, we're getting low on money now. I'll just get up to 10 on these. These are another good item for gifts. For our fish-loving characters. Buy you up to 10. I can only buy one of those. That was not on sale. For a moment I thought it was. And then it wasn't. Ah, well. We are now officially, completely out of money. However, we should be ready to do some amazing sales today. Let's check out our brews. There's a grand speed potion with the 2 items, or the 2 traits we needed. Grand insight with the 2 traits we needed. And lastly, did we get the superior? We did. Superior mana. How about that? Okay. First of all, we can turn these in insight and speed. Worth what? 700-ish? And she's gonna pay us like 1100, and we get more positive traits or positive relationship. All right, so we know we have paid to get speed potions extra valuable tomorrow, so we'll do that in our super cauldron. Looking for just C and D. That gives us lots of blue, or lots of yellow and a little bit of blue. That'll give us a bit more. Wow, that already filled the cauldron. Okay. I keep expecting that I can use more Magimins, and I just can't yet. No, that's more yellow. We're needing more blue. Still need a bit more blue. It's probably getting close to being too much. So we have about 30 more and 3 ingredients. Yeah, I think we've gone too far again, as always. Let's use some weaker ingredients. What do I have a lot of? I've got a lot of these 18s. I think that's going to get me up there with 5 of them. Probably not. That did get me too far. No, I've got 100 more. Okay. It's very stable. And I'm nearly maxed out on Magimins. I can probably call that good enough. I could swap out one of these for... Swap out one of those for one of these. That would give me 2 more. We're not going to be able to cross another star. I don't know why I'm trying. 400 was the line we were trying to cross, and we got there. So this is going to be... I guess the question is, could I balance it better? That might be the better question. We need to get 10 more blue. Because if I could get it perfectly balanced, then we would get 2 stars guaranteed, which would rank us up. And since this is one we're wanting to sell, that matters. Because if we can get this to superior, it'll be amazing tomorrow. How would I go about that? We need to drop something that's giving us lots of yellow. Problem is we need... No, because it's got to be something that would give us still a high number of Madrimans. We can't drop our Madriman totals. So I just have to drop something that's giving us some yellow to instead give us something that's a similar amount of yellow and blue, but slightly more. We put that in. We're now even. So then what's our best even yellow and blue split? And I don't think I have one. It's totally even. Now, I've got you for 30 and 10. Am I getting all of my yellow? Because these are all blue. Is all of my yellow coming from these? Yikes. No, I don't think there's any way we can pull this off. Unfortunately. That is a shame. So I was thinking that we could use some of these that are close, but they're all in favor of the yellows. Yeah. Shame. Alright. How big can I fit in? I don't feel like doing the math, so I'm just trying items to see what fits. That gives us a very stable... Yeah, but it's still... You're too good of an item. So that's probably as good as we're gonna get. I could drop out you, because again, you're too good of an item, and put back in... Can I click on you? Thank you. Put back in you. That keeps us very stable, and is directly at the 400, and is using worse ingredients. Okay, I think that's as good as we're gonna get. As sad as it is. I need to drop 12. I could also just use some of these frost kindling or vines, because we're starting to get a decent number of them. We need to drop 3 more. So wood and hay. Sweet. So that'll be grand speed. It technically could rank up to superior, but no guarantees on that. Then what? I guess we could go for some shadow tonics. We haven't used too much purple lately. No, we've had to use some in some of these. Yeah, we still have mana and health. We've got thunder. We've only got one more ice. But yeah, I'm just thinking with shadow, it's the most valuable of our tonics. So if tonics ever go on sale, that would be a good one to go with. If we can get a better quality. Graders aren't that amazing. But a grand or superior. We're not going to get superior, but a grand shadow tonic could be valuable. But that kind of applies to whatever. Grand ice could be useful if we go back, but we probably won't. I'm going to go with shadow. Why not? So we want to turn off D and C and turn back on B. And then we can't go crazy because this is a smaller Magimin cauldron. But we can do some good ingredients. We want to be balanced, green and purple. We do have U for good purple. Most of our items that give some, like an even or a split ingredient, are giving more of the other color, unfortunately. Yeah, we're almost halfway there with just those two. Let's go with smaller ingredients. I keep wanting to use our awesome ingredients, and I just shouldn't. Our cauldrons aren't good enough for it. I need more of these. Like, of our purple ingredients, we've got 3 of these crabs. Those aren't bad. That gives us a good amount of green. We can follow it up with these crabs to get more purple. Both of these are gold. Where am I going to get more green? Thinking I could go with the Widow, but then I would need even more green. Well, that would be an even amount if I can fit that many Magimins in. And I can. We've got one more item to try and balance it out. Which isn't going to happen. Unless I do a whole ton of... Well, we need a 4 green. Which we don't have. We have a 6 green as our smallest. And I've got 40 points to spend. That would leave us still very stable. Maxed out on our Magimins. And it is a guaranteed grand. It's definitely not going to get up to superior. But I think that's just because our cauldron can't fit that many Magimins. Which is fine. I'm happy enough with this, although we are using a lot of our top tier ingredients. But hopefully we can buy or make more. I guess that's something to be said for not using our last of each ingredient, so that way I could potentially throw them back into our slimes. Ah well. And again, we need to lose a bunch of time, but there we go. That'll be down to 4 time units for a Grand Shadow Tonic, which will be worth a lot whenever we get around to selling it. And here we can't make anything huge because, again, our limit is tiny. So this might be a good idea for something like the health potions, so we can have some greater health potions kicking around, rather than just only grands. My thought process on that is it's... With the tonics, we basically always want the maximum we can. Cures, we can go smaller. arguably. And same enhancers, we probably also want maximum we can get. But at least with the health and mana, sometimes we want smaller. We don't need the largest available. So yeah, let's go with health potions and aim for a greater, which means we don't need to use our best ingredients. I guess I needed those to stay turned off. Let's just use some decent ingredients. That's common and balanced. Do I have anything that's an even split? We've got plenty of more Magimins we could toss in, so I'm not pushing up to the edge. There we go. That's a guaranteed greater. Using just basically dirt cheap ingredients. And I'm happy with that. We could push up for a higher star value, but I don't think I'm going to sell these. I think these are just going to be for giving out to our adventurers. Yep, and it's already 4-time units, so mission accomplished there. Let's check out our deck before we actually open the shop. I really did like your deep connection. Possibly even better than captivate. Increase patience by 4. As opposed to captivate, which increases patience by 1 or 2. So, similar idea. And then... not you, Corsac. Who we visited... who else did I visit? Mint? Nope. Baptiste, that's who we went to. And I also liked his compromise. Raise interest to the next level, permanently block the highest available. Yeah. I don't think I really cared about subvert. So we've still got our deck set up in a very defensive strategy, which I'm fine with. I think I'm fine with that. Interesting that it keeps pulling things off of my display shelves. But okay, because I know last night we had things on the display shelves. So we are wanting petrification cures. That's our focus. So we have our awesome cure shelf. Did I buy... Yes. I was wondering if I paid for anything from Luna for tomorrow. We paid for the speed potions, but we do have those brewing. Wow, the difference between the Grand and the Superiors in price is crazy. But I think I am going to go all in. Because we do have a defensive build. So hopefully I won't gain too much stress. I can't even put them on display shelves? Well, that's a shame. Do I want to stick the others in Vendi? Because they do sell better today. I don't need petrification cures at the moment. So probably is decent to sell them right now while they sell for better. And at some point I'll make more, but I don't need to make more at the moment. Yeah. It's a little ridiculous. I'll accept that. Time to open the shop. Yeah, time to open the shop. No, gardening. Almost missed out on that. So what's next? I could get more mosquito plants. I do like them. And we are running low. I don't have many of you either, and you are also a good plant. I can do that with green, though. Okay, let's go mosquito with red. And you into green. Sweet. And I can feed with these things that have 4 ingredients because I'm probably not going to ever use them for anything. At least not anytime soon. They fit a similar role as these pure manas. But that gets us all the way up to a 4 times already. You don't have any green in you. You do. Perfect. So then where are we at? You need about 100 more, so you need something worth 50. Technically a little less. This might get you there. Don't really want to give the last of that. There you go. That's not something I'm going to probably ever use. There's 4 ingredients. It'll be slightly over, but it's pretty close. And then you need to go up by 30-ish. So, in your case, something green that's roughly 15. We're now down at the very bottom. Alright, I've got lots of these. It's overkill. It's fine. So we'll get 5 of each of those, which is going to feel great. Now, back to opening the shop. Glad I remembered that. I had a dream this place was condemned. I have my doubts, but I thought I'd at least ask about this one. Pension already. You're not trying to stress us out yet, though. So we can immediately raise interest to the next tier. And then gain 11 more on top of that. The longer I'm here, the less hope I have for a better tomorrow. Okay, you are planning to stress us out. Not great. I could focus on de-stressing. Let's see. 8 and 5 is going to be 13 more, which would get me up to 24 out of 26. Which means I have no way this turn of actually getting you across that threshold. So instead, let's de-stress. Yeah. Close the deal. Well, alright then. You know Robin, he's so dreamy. If it's not too much trouble, I thought I might like to buy this. Sure. So you're about to get fuming. So we increase stress by 2 at the start of each of our turns. Well, for one turn. Not great. And no point in meditate. It uses... We decrease our stress down to 0. But it's a bit overkill for one patience. We will end turn. I don't think it'll help with my stage fright. Petrification cure for your stage fright? I don't think that's the right call at all. You're trying to stress me out. Not great. Let's see. Raising interest by 11 will cross me over that threshold. And then I can permanently go up another level. Let's see. I would like the de-stress, but if we close the deal this turn without the meditate, it'll be worth a lot of money. Either way, we're skipping that, which is good. I probably shouldn't have placed that card. I think that was a waste. So that crossed that threshold, then we can cross the next threshold. And you are now maxed out. Thank you so much. Compromise is a good card. Good to see you, I mean it. This looks pretty great, if the price is right. Okay, it can only be played when our hand is empty. We can make that happen. So craftsmanship. Keep your guard up. And then deep connection. Increase patience by 4. Excellent. You're going to stress us out by 2 and reduce future shields. That's all fine. We've got our shield there that covered the stress you gave us. Alright. We got another compromise. We're gonna have another turn for sure, so I'm fine using Be Prepared as our opener. We can keep our guard up to cover us by 4. Although it's going to be reduced, but it's also going to be increased. I don't know how that's going to shake out. Hopefully the number listed there is the truth. And it is. So we've got our 4 shield to cover the 4 damage you're going to send in. Okay, we'll go here with the raise interest by 11. We're about halfway, unfortunately, but still. We can get the rest of the way up this turn. Have you just give us that. Thank you. Can't wait to try it. Hey, Roxanne. Weren't you wearing that yesterday? Yeah, we seem to have, I'm going to assume, lots of collections of very identical clothing. And not that we just never change. Granted, you're always wearing that. This one is begging to come home with me. I hope it is. It's worth a fortune. Not a fan of your giant shield. You're not planning to stress us out now, so let's go with confident. And then meditate to drop our stress, and then increase your patience by 4. I think you're just keeping me here to oogle me. You've got it all wrong. You think too highly of yourself. Okay, we could go with sympathy. You are very much stressing us. But I'm already going to get my shield up. I don't think double sympathy is a thing. I don't think. Might be, though. I mean, let's find out. I didn't actually pay attention. Alright. 7 shield looks great. And I guess we'll de-stress. You've got lots of patience left. I suppose you're still trying to punish me. Of course not. Okay, you only have 5 patience left. We don't need to decrease stress. So our focus is just on getting your points up. Doing compromise right now would be great, actually. We don't care about you for the opener because we're not planning to continue this turn. So we'll just go with the compromise. Can I get you up to the next level? You've only got 3 patience left. I think yes, actually. If I do this, then 6 more would be enough. So we'll do a craftsman, even though it's going to drop you to 0 patience. It should finish you out so that you buy it. Color me intrigued. 1,300 gold for 1 potion. So good. I hope the heroes make use of this place. I hope we can come to an agreement. I hope so too. Okay, now we're at 0 stress, and we're getting these meditate cards, which is less good. Well, let's start with a compromise. And then you are not going to stress me out, and that's... Sympathy, I think, only applies to this turn, so I don't need to play either of those. To be honest, I have reservations. I can see you're in a hurry. You are still not attempting to stress me out. You are going to stress me out next turn. Excellent. Let's go with confident. Yeah. Then we can go for a strike. I guess we're not going to get you all the way up. Actually, this will cross you another threshold. That's what we need. Sweet. And close deal. Things are looking up. They are looking up for me too. This town is really growing fast. Make me an offer I can't refuse. Well, how do you feel about a quick compromise? Actually, no, I was going to say if we had anything, because you're only 7 points for your next tier. So using compromise to gain 7 points feels terrible. Like your first tier is really tiny. I was hoping this would be the strike or strike later, because that would have been enough. But I do need to play it so I can do deep connection. Okay. It's not an ideal turn, but I do want the extra 4 patience, so we're going to do it anyway. Guess let's go with confident, which doesn't apply to this because we're not actually getting real points. Then the deep connection to give you some patience and end turn. Oh, if only. Tons of shield, unfortunately. Well, I can beat through that shield fairly well, it looks like. Oh, you are going to give me 5 or 4 stress. Probably shield here. It's not quite enough. But I like the 17 damage. Yeah, so that'll give me some shield. Then we do strike. And guided thought that we don't need for the stress, but still decent. I don't need to decrease stress, so we will just end turn. And I will get a tiny bit of stress. But 1 stress is fine. 1 stress. I'm at 1 stress and I got doubt and tension. What is this game? Okay. Unfortunately, as much as I would love to do something like compromise to get you to the next tier, it's not going to max you out. Strike would get you another tier, but also wouldn't max you out. The 2 patience is killing me. I could do be prepared, but it doesn't actually help us in any way. Shame. We'll just close the deal. And I'll take my 1100 gold. What a pleasant outcome. Hey, Mint. I can tell your hard work is paying off. I bet this would come in handy, right? Yeah, I think that'll come in super in handy. I'm going to raise shield, sadly. Then deep connection. Wish you wouldn't be stressing me out. Come on, Mint. You're a friend. Gee, haggling with a friend sure is stressful. You're telling me. Alright, we can start out with the compromise. I am fine with that. Then, I guess I should have checked how many points it was. Because it's possible with the cards we had, we might have crossed the threshold, and then we could have gone up another one. Because the thresholds get larger. So I should have used it on the later thresholds. I just saw I was at 0, and so it's like, that'll get me a whole threshold on its own. But it probably wasn't the smart call. Now that I'm, looking back. What are you going to do? Reduce interest applied on next turn. That's fine. I want you to succeed even if it costs me. I guess a discount isn't out of the question. Okay, we don't need to meditate. I can't do deep connection, sadly. I could compromise. Because that would just finish you off. I can't compromise. So can we not compromise twice? That doesn't seem terribly fair. Well, then all I can do is close. Shame. Because none of the rest of these will actually get you across the limit. Why can I not compromise? Alright, fine. Alright, time to do some quests.
That's all of them for now.
Excellent. 7,700 gold, and that's before whatever Vendi gives us. I think.
Another sunny day. Man, those weather witches are good.
What's the latest?
Greetings, Sylvia! And please make no effort to sell me anything.
Okay.
I know very well the many merits of your potions. Today, however, I am not here to spend gold, but to tell you I am once again expanding my offerings.
Ooh, what are you offering?
I'm all ears.
Human ears are very prominent, that is true. But as for my news, from this day forth, in addition to cauldrons, I shall offer for sale aging barrels.
Oh, okay. We saw from Saffron that we could upgrade our basement to hold 2 more aging barrels. But we don't know what they are.
Placing a potion in such a barrel will assuredly elevate its quality, and thus its selling price.
Oh, okay. How much? Does it increase it like a whole quality level, or is it just like a star? Because if we can put something into a barrel and have it upgrade its whole quality level, that would be amazing, but probably overpowered, so I'm guessing it's just like a star or 2.
It means delaying gratification for yourself and your eager customers, but as the saying goes, great things come to those
Who wait?
who shop with Muktak.
You know, I've never actually said that, but I'm going to start.
It's free advertising for him.
An aging barrel could definitely come in handy on those occasions when I'm not rushing to get a potion immediately from cauldron to shelf.
Yeah.
I knew you would see the wisdom in this. Come and visit me when you are ready to begin. If you can supply the materials, I shall provide the rest.
Okay.
And, Sylvia, good luck, yes? This boss Finn makes the hairs of my mustache stand on end.
In a bad way, I'm assuming. Because your mustache is fantastic.
It would be good, I think, for you to trounce him.
Oh, I will. Worry not. I haven't lost yet. Okay, so we've got modern parents have a need for speed. Luna's tapped into the lucrative market of parents who will pay any price for a chance to get more done. We'll look into these actually next time. For now, we're going to end the episode here. And next time we'll pick up with day 25? I'm not paying attention enough. Whatever day it is. I do wish it stated it here on this page. But yeah, we'll come back next time and see what's going on. See y'all then. Bye.